Good morning. Freedom Friday. Welcome, everybody. Heard any good news lately?
Good morning. There's a lot going on in the world of eXp, huh?
That's right. Gil, good morning.
Maybe you might
How's
say
everybody
agents.
doing today?
Strong, strong, strong. We
Yes.
got Anne Marie, we got Narda, we got Juan, we got Kiara, we got Juan Fernandez up there lighting up the cameras. We got a lot more on there without the cameras, waiting them to get their coffee in. Totally get that. We got Chris up there. Let's go, AC team. Rosita put up on. She's like, oh, I got my hair right. We'll do this. Let's do this. And I got, let's go. Let's go.
Everybody's
Elena
looking good on
Gino's
Friday.
there. Let's go, Gino. Gino doesn't have the hat on today, but that's totally cool. No yellow hat for Gino today. We're gonna talk some agent attraction. Arch jumped on the camera. He's like, "Yeah, I'm not gonna stay off the camera. Let's go. Let's go. I don't care if I'm driving. I'm gonna be on the camera. Come on, come on. Let's go." Even Stephanie said, "No, no, I'm not gonna be left out. Got my
Yes.
glasses on. Let's go." All right. Look, we got a lot of stuff going on right now. Right before we're gonna do a couple blessings. We're gonna talk about the announcement, and then we're gonna go over some real stuff. Like honestly, to be honest with you, I've considered this topic before for myself, and it was something that really was it created tremendous awareness for me, right? And we're going to talk about the top 5 reasons sometimes why we don't take action to agent attraction, why we don't do the agent attraction, why we don't do the things that we know will create financial freedom. And one of the 5 things I promise you is going to ring your bell. It's going to be alarming. So let's go straight to blessings. We're going to go through some blessings. We're going to talk a little bit about the announcements, and then we're going to go over the things that we can conquer to create a tremendous financial freedom plan through agent attraction. All right, who wants to start us off with a blessing? Let's go. You should have your blessings ready. Remember, blessings not counted get subtracted, but blessings that are added get multiplied. So now is
Anne
the
Marie,
time to think about
jump
what
in.
happened that I am proud of, that I want to share right now. And sometimes, like I can tell you right now, I just had a big win yesterday. I had a girl, Leslie, who reached out to me, who I've been chasing for a few months, and kind of gave me the whole like, the double Dutch game where they kind of like, oh, I'm just waiting for a listing to close out and blah blah. And she's like, listen, I don't even care if they take. I'm seeing all the energy you guys are doing. I got ridiculous FOMO. I want to get started right now. So she's onboarding with us on Monday. So I'm super excited about that. Who else? Narda, go ahead and put your hand up. Go ahead and just jump in.
So the bigger blessing is we finally get the culture center running. Slow with no opening yet, 100%. But I'm so excited to be on the culture center and been talking to realtors that are under contract about the culture center, and they say, "Well, tell me when is the events coming?" I'm like, "Not yet. Just wait for a little bit. I'll let you know." So I'm really, really excited about that. Second, I'm really blessed. I'm under contract in the last 3 weeks with 5 new contracts and 1 listing, and 2 listings are coming, Mac, and coming. Probably 3. I'm working on it, but 2 for sure are coming. And everything, thanks God, is going really well, and ready to have a quick trip and come back stronger.
Good stuff. Good stuff. And by the way, on a side note, I just sent you an article I think that you're going to really, really enjoy that you can share with your mom when you go on your trip. Who else has got their hand up? Just jump in.
I'll jump in.
Okay.
We put a house on the market. Our open house, we had like 20 something people come through. It was crazy in 3 hours. We ended up with 7 offers. Sell list price was 579. We ended up 602. And I just got the request for inspections back, and it's like hardly anything. So it's a great
That's
win.
good.
We're ready.
I don't know if you still feel this way, Vincent, but like when you do take a listing, you put it on the market and you get the offer and you're just waiting, you're like, yeah, but let's see if inspection screws us up, right? And you get that email, it's like, oh, we're all good. Like we don't need anything, or like there's like very minimal. Like you finally get that release, that feeling. So kudos to you. I love knowing that the deal's past inspection. I don't count anything until at least the inspections period's over. So good
So,
stuff. Who
Gil,
else?
we do something a little bit different. Like in the last 2 years, because of things falling apart, I'm in the Houston market.
Hmm.
We do a pre-listing inspection, and I
Love
have
that.
yet to have a deal fall through. And when they come back, because we tell them like, look, it's just like if you walk the house and the fence in the backyard is down on the ground, you would ask for it,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Um, and so I tell them whatever's there, ask for it now, like not during the option period. And if there's something new you find during your inspections, hey, we'll talk about it. But like it has been a game changer for us. So far so good. The last 2 years, every single executed contract has made it to closing. So I'm not
Incredible.
complaining. It's
That
been good.
that that that's so awesome. That's so gangster of you to like, you know what? I know the objections are going to happen. I'm just going to deal with them up front. I love that. Good stuff. Thank you for sharing that. Who else had
Thank
their hand
you.
up? Kiara?
I'll jump in.
Okay, driving. Um, blessed enough to be able to go. I found out Veronica was speaking at this like huge real estate event in Peru, and I got the opportunity, just be there and then to also meet a ton of agents. Remax is huge over there, and I was able to recruit one person for sure. And now I'm talking to this one guy that I went to school with at some point in elementary school, and I lived in Peru, and he saw my social media that I was going to Peru just for the event. To Peru in 15 years. So it was a
Wow.
super emotional trip for me too. And he's got a 26-person team. And he's super interested. We met for un cafecito while I was in Peru. Now we have another call, and he's super interested. So just growing my organization that way in my career is probably one of the most like special things ever, just to be able to help and just learn everything, and how things work real estate wise over there. So super blessed that I was able to go literally like at the very last minute.
Way to
That's
go
so awesome.
international. Look at that. I
Love
love it.
that.
That's
Love
great
that.
news. I had my first opportunity to work with Robin Sobzak. You guys know who she is?
Is Robin from Atlanta?
No, so I actually don't know where she's from. She's in the cloud somewhere, right? So she's
Okay.
she's with she's with corporate, but she's the one that helps transitions teams and brokerages over. And
Mm.
I remember when I transitioned the brokerage over. Gil, you remember when you transitioned the brokerage over. It was a different life back then, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Different
Yeah.
systems and all that. We were kind of on our own. And now they have this white glove concierge service. They roll out the red carpet. Everything is done for you. And I'm loving it. So I'm moving this brokerage over. Things are going so smoothly. The brokerage owner is plugged in. She's getting on these Zoom calls, and everything is just working fantastic. So the entire team is behind her. We're excited to get this new brokerage on board.
That's incredible. All right. We got a couple, two, three more blessings, and we got to get going. So excited that we've got a lot of great blessings and we got great energy today. Go ahead, Art.
Hey, we had our first EXP experience, is what we called it, for just attraction. We had a room full. I had an agent that I've known for years. He was he was EXP like 7 years ago. He had
Wow.
left. He came by. He had an agent with him, and he and about that agent and two others are gonna come back home on Monday. So they'll be rejoining and onboarding Monday with us. So it was really a cool experience. We had a packed house for our first EXP experience, is what we called it, and it was a really cool event.
That is awesome. Do me a favor, just elaborate that just a little bit more. Talk to me about like, you know, what you did to prepare for the event and like how did it meet your expectation? Tell us a little bit more details about that event.
Right. So, Mario Victorica and I have some big visions, goals, and hopes here in the San Antonio and surrounding markets. I just started working 2 weeks ago again, post heart attack because I couldn't sit in the room anymore. I was going stir crazy, and I was like, dude, we've been talking about doing this. Let's do this. And we downloaded from Canva the EXP explained, or the EXP consultation that's provided. We customized it. We didn't show all 48 slides. We put a little bit more about who we are, what we're doing here locally. And with 2 weeks out, we're like, hey, man, if we have like 4 people, this is going to be cool. And I think we had like 16 or 17 people in the room. And it was really intentional with our leaders, just challenging them to extend those invitations, making sure that it was a very, hey, this isn't a hard sell. There's not going to be any hard closings or push to try to recruit you. This is an informational piece. A lot of folks are asking about what we're doing, and we'd love to share. And that's really how we structured it around, again, that PowerPoint that's in Canva, and then talking again hyper locally about what we're doing between things with Global Alliance, things with Honey Badger Nation. And then we do run 4 to 6 in-person classes weekly between our 2 offices. And so, getting to share all that with these agents who don't know what they don't know. It took about an hour, right? But we did it at one of these restaurants here, centrally located, had a nice lunch, had sponsors pay for it. So it cost us nothing. And like I said, for our first one, planning 2
That's
weeks out, it was a good turnout.
You know what's funny? There's 2 things that you mentioned there that really rung my bell. Vincent probably caught a couple more, but like one, it doesn't take a tremendous planning. And I always kind of like, dude, if I get a person to show up, it's like my open house. If I do an open house, and it's been a while since I've done an open house, I got to be honest with you. But my team does a lot of open house. I was like, dude, if you get one person to show up, you won, right? If you win, even if no one shows up and you followed the plan, you did the calls, you've done the marketing, or like that, you're growing, you're talking to some neighbors, stuff like that, you're winning. But I'm telling you, actions get results. You build it, people come, and you get to talk to people, and you're engaged, and all of a sudden the right energy is going on, and the results start happening. And most of you guys would be wow if you just said, you know what, I'm just going to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do this meetup. I'm going to meet somebody for coffee. I'm going to do a small event. Like a 4 or 5 person meetup, sometimes way more powerful than a 100-person meetup because you have intimacy. I'm telling you guys, this is the month. This is an incredible month to start making things happen. We got one more person. Juan, we had a hand up the entire time. Juan, we're not going to let you go without saying hello. So go ahead, Juan. Just say it. Juan, unmute yourself.
Yes, yes, good morning. This is the best day of the week for me. The best call. You guys are here teaching us, helping us, how to grow a business and all the eXp family. I want to tell you a little bit about 2024. I went to eXp Con in Miami, and I took, one of my mentees. He's actually called Juan Polanco, and sometimes the universe or God does this thing that they bring someone. I was praying for to have someone to run with, like we call, in the business, and I found him. Actually, he found me. He came looking for a mentor. EXP sent him my way, and ever since, we've been doing these webinars every week. We've been creating this amazing value for our first-time home buyers, and also for our agents, the new agents. We've been teaching all the basics of EXP every Wednesday via Zoom, and it's been working amazing for us. He's having such amazing success. And for me, the biggest win of this week, I did onboard this agent from Panama. So yesterday we went to do some videos. She brought a friend that also is a realtor, and we went out to eat for lunch, and she wants to join us. I talked about my story. She was amazing, and while we were eating in the restaurant, one of my other partners, Donna Hughes from Westchester, New York, she called me and said, Juan, today is your lucky day. He said, one agent wants to join internationally. He said he wants to join in Colombia. Give him a call, and I follow up. I call him. We have a meeting this Tuesday. He's moving to Colombia. His wife has a restaurant in Cartagena. He said they know a lot of people there. They want to do investments there. And he's so excited about EXP. He said, Juan, come over. We want to talk. Let's make something amazing in Colombia. I'm like, wow, man, this dream that I had is happening. It's happening for me, man. It's right now I have 31 people in my downline. A lot of them are excited to work, and the announcement that we had yesterday with this EXP buying this other company is all over the news, and I'm like, I couldn't sleep last night, man. It's amazing. So I want to
That's so
share
awesome. All
that.
right. We got a lot to go over. I always love to hear your energy. Love to see that you got growth going on. Love to see that you've been consistent and you're seeing that, hey, you know what? This dream that I had in the beginning when I first joined is being built. And it's not being built, Jay, just you. That's the most amazing part. You bring on partners that get to share in your energy and help grow. And it's like, this isn't your like corner store, real estate company, right? This is a global entity that you own. that you own stock in, that you can participate in the revenue growth of the company. Like that's crazy. So yeah, let's talk a little bit about Vincent. Could you just kind of just share a little bit about the news we got? All of us got yesterday that Leo shared out. It's all over social media, and how eXp is continuing to develop a brand that is makes it more accessible for more agents to participate. So, Vince, jump in.
Yeah, so I want to make this a mastermind because we all plugged into the news yesterday, right? And we all got downloaded with all the great information on uh, why this acquisition happened and the thoughts and the reasoning behind it. Unless you were under a tree somewhere, we acquired Next Home, which is an amazing franchise model. What is it, like 500 offices, 5,500 agents, national presence, and the the alignment with the leadership over there is just perfect for eXp. And I think that's the biggest story behind the whole thing is just how well the leadership merges, and how in line they are with what they're looking for us, the agents. Okay. So what do you guys know about this merger? What did we pull from everything that came out yesterday? I'll tell you the first thing that came to mind for me was that we did it without acquiring any debt. And
That's
there's been
huge.
some news about mergers out there recently, right? We're actually the second one that closed because Anywhere and Compass closed. The deal with Real and Remax hasn't closed yet. It probably will, but uh, we're second to market, not second to announce, but second to market here, right?
Mm,
But our the way we purchase them without picking up any debt, I think is the smartest move out there, right? We still have this incredible cash position and not having any debt out there, as a publicly traded company, man, it speaks volumes. We're the only one that pays out dividends for these publicly traded companies, right? You
right.
guys know that quarterly, you're receiving a little extra because of the shares that you have, right?
You know,
What
it's
else do we
funny.
get?
I know so many agents that have no idea that they're getting dividends. Like it gets added into their account. They haven't been into their MyXP. They haven't looked at their stock portfolio, and they don't realize that not only are they adding stocks in the traditional ways, they do a deal and they have the 5%. Um, they bring somebody in, they get a little bonus for that, they get stock. The person they brought in does a deal, they get stock. You've capped, you're going to get stock. You're an icon, you're going to get a ton of stock, right? Right? There's so many ways you can get stock, but we don't really talk about the extra dividend, right? Where you just get a little bit of extra, and it was nothing more than, hey, thanks for still being here. Thanks for still being here. Here's a little for every percentage of stock you already own, we're going to give you a little bit more. And that's a great feeling as an owner, right? And even if you're not aware with it, even if you're not participating, it's like that is something to be proud of. This is a company that was designed for agents, built by agents, and continues to be developed by agents. Like, there's meetings, and by the way, you got to get to the hub. I got to tell you, like, there's so many things going on in the hub. You got to find out like what's going on, plug into those, and get to know what's going on right now because there's so many cool stuff happening. Um, for me, the big thing yesterday was a reshaping of our stock symbol. When I first came into EXP, and they showed off the stock symbol EXPI. It was EXP International. My thought was always was we don't own a real estate company. And it was very, very, very true to me. It was very, very obvious to me that the vision was never to be a real estate company. The vision was always to be an Amazon company that went from just selling books to having a massive brand that represents many, many brands, but we still hadn't developed that ideology for the public, right? So like it still looked like we were just EXP as far as a ticker symbol, right? So moving the brand from EXPI, which was still, hey, listen, we own these technology companies, we own these success brand, we own all these companies, right? But moving from EXPI to let the public know, hey, listen, this brand is a global brand and of many entities. It doesn't change anything in your stock portfolio or anything like that, but just branding it to agent, right? AGNT, I thought was a brilliant move to let the consumer who's buying into our company, right? Investors, to know it's like we are a conglomerate. And by the way, that is the very first time I looked at this company in that manner. I've changed my view of who eXp is going to be in the next 10 years based on that small move of the ticker symbol. It's a big deal. We're a conglomerate.
Yeah, I love the new ticker. I'm actually going to the mastermind in New Orleans next week and gonna pick up some new agent swag. So I'm excited
Yep,
about
yep.
that.
All right. Was there anything else you wanted to add
So
on the announcement?
I mean, we just pretty much opened up an entire model that we never had access to before, right? We are now a multi-model, we're a multi-model, multi-company brand. It's a beautiful thing. There were people that we spoke to in the past that we could not fit into our model for one reason or another. A lot of times it's because they're multiple offices, they're tied into leases for many, many years, but they wanted out of their brand because they were, for the most part, archaic. And now they get to jump into all that eXp has to offer and still have the ability to own their franchises like they were used to for so many years.
Yeah, I can't wait. There'll be more details that will be coming out. Keep in the hub. Make sure that you're aware of what's going on. Make sure you've got Leo as your closest friend on Instagram, so you're constantly hearing, "Hey, here's the newest information going on." Um, so I wanted to bring this up, this topic, because yeah, just more opportunities. Just know that. Just breathe that in. Thank you, Gino. So I think that all of us need to be aware of what drives us, and sometimes what doesn't. You can be driving a Tesla with the emergency brake on, have the fastest car in the world, the most opportunity, the most technology. But if your brake is on, you're not going anywhere. And for some of you guys, you have one or maybe even two or three of the brakes on. Let's go take a look at those. So I'm going to share my screen if I can. Whoever's in charge of that, just let me do it. Here we go. Actually, let me do this first. Hold on. Should have done it before I said that. Screen three. Hold on, we're gonna have a second before I get this going. I can tell you, as I review this with you guys, I'm going to tell you I've been a victim of a couple of these in the past. Uh, being aware of what's stopping you from recruiting. If you haven't got to a spot right this year already, you haven't recruited 3, 4, 5, 10 agents already. This is really going to help you. And I just want you to before we get started, I want you to write down right now if there was a reason that you can articulate why you haven't reached your agent attraction goal. Write that down right now because I think this is going to be very powerful as you guys can go through this to see, okay, you know what? I'm not alone. And there's actually something you can do about each one of these to solve that problem. All right, let's can you see the slideshow already?
No.
Okay. I don't have problems sharing. Let's try it on this screen. You should be able to see it now.
Yeah. Something's coming up. There you go.
All right. And we're going to go through all 5 of these. And I want to talk about each one of them. So if you wrote down, like I asked you guys each to write down, what do you think yours is? As we get to the slide that hits whatever you wrote down, let's just talk about it for a second. Can we do that together? Thumbs up? Yep. You guys all, I don't want to show you guys a slide so you at least write down what do you think is the number one reason why you're not doing agent attraction at the level that you should be. So give me a thumbs up if you wrote down something because I'm not going to show you the slides until we get to that spot. Thumbs up. Even if you did, I don't care if you press the button or put your actual thumb up. One, I need to see a thumb up. I see you still writing stuff. So like, are you ready? You got something written down? All right, let's go. So the top five reasons why agents don't recruit, even though they know their financial freedom is hiding behind the actions they aren't taking. We all know, we've all been on the calculator. You wouldn't be, I'll be honest with you. If you're on this call, if you've never done the calculator, I'd be very surprised to know that because we all fell in love with the dream. We all fell in love with the idea of like, hey, there's an opportunity for mailbox money here. There's something beyond just taking listings and working buyers and running teams that I can tap into. And if you're on this call, you bought into that. So the very first reason why agents uh, struggle with taking the action, you want to read that out, Vince? Fear rejection.
FOR, fear of rejection.
And it's a bit confusing. It's the reason why I didn't write it there is because it's it's confusing because like, there's always a way to kind of solve the problem, right? And says, hey, you know what? I don't take a listing unless I solve the problem first, right? The truth of the matter is that even though we know the money's there, asking someone to join eXp feels a bit personal. And when you allow it to be personal, you're going to feel something that doesn't even exist yet. You'll allow yourself to feel the sting of being rejected. You'll allow yourself the feeling of of insecurity, even before you even talk to them, and it will stunt your growth. You will pull the brake. Who wrote that down? Did anybody write down fear of rejection? If you did, just light up. Everybody take you off mute. Let's jump in. We don't need to go through. Hey, I just want to hear your voice. If you wrote down fear of
Yes,
rejection on your paper, what was it? Go ahead.
Chris. Yes, rejection. Too much. The fear, that is.
Aren't people going to say no? Didn't you say no? Chris, did you say yes the very first time?
I'm afraid so.
Yeah, it shouldn't the
Vincent
expectation
said it, and I just said yes. But I'm the
shouldn't be the
exception, I guess.
expectation that everyone's going to say no? Shouldn't the expectation be that everyone's going to say no and I just got to get through a few no's? Shouldn't we be excited for someone to say no if that's the very first step we're going to go through? If I know I've got to go through a few no's, I got to go through a few confusion, I got to get this listing sold, I got to go through a few of like, it's not the right time, I got to go through, I love my broker, I got to go through, like, isn't a no the genesis of a massive agent attraction system?
Yeah, but can that be tiring? Like, can that wear you down? Because I believe the fear of rejection it can bring also confrontation to me. And I love to talk, you know that, Gil, but I am fear of that rejection, but then I get my moments where I build my confidence back up. So can that wear you down?
So I always say, and I'd love everybody else to jump in here. It's like how do you conquer fear of rejection? It's like first off, you're tied to an outcome that you shouldn't be tied to. Like, to be very frank with you, like when you're talking to somebody, you're just talking about somebody. You're just bragging. You're just sharing, right? And I don't care if you love it. I love it. I'm gonna tell you right now, like if I told you my favorite movie, my number one movie ever, 90% of you guys wouldn't agree that that's your favorite movie. I'm not even gonna tell you guys. I'll take the whole call and go sideways with that. But you're not going to agree with me about my favorite movie. But you know what? I'm passionate about my favorite movie. I don't care if you don't like it. It's okay. Do you know the reason why we have a fear of rejection is we're tied to an outcome. Your passion, your love should never be hidden. The reason why you came is your story. It might be the same story somebody else joins it for, but they might join for another. And if I tell 10 people about my favorite movie, I'm not attached about it, but I'm going to tell 10 people about my favorite movie. On another call, I'll tell you about my favorite movie. But I want you guys to know is you have to share your story. And it doesn't matter if they love it, like it, they see it, don't see it. I'm going to expose people to my favorite real estate company in the
I,
world.
I think we're too focused on thinking that it is, one communication, one sponsor. Never works out like that, right? Just have plenty of communication and the sponsors will come. That's it, right? Some of these guys, even on the call, Desmond took me 5 years to get his team over. 5 years. Now he's got a branch office, he's got this beautiful team, he's growing, and it's absolutely worth it. But if I was tied to that, hey, you know, you said no, I'm never talking to you again, we wouldn't be together here now. All right. So have a lot of those conversations. A lot of people that are coming in right now are from discussions that we've had months ago, years ago. All right. So just keep planting those seeds.
Gino, just out of
Yeah.
curiosity, did you not reject this at first, Gino?
Say that again. You
Did
said,
you
did I
reject this
reject
at
y'all?
first? Yeah, you damn sure did. You did. You did for months. And Lucy, if you're here, how long and how many no's did Gino give us? You tell me how many no's. Like I flew down there, saw you. You still said, "Yep, I'm coming." You didn't come. Like we
I
got
would
to learn how to
say,
play the game.
I would say at least 6 months to a year.
Yep.
There you
And you
go.
know what? I never felt bad about you not showing up because I'm going to expose you and 10 other people. And whoever figures it out first, I'm going to love on. All right, we're going to go to the next one. And Vince, I'm going to have you kind of read through this one because I got to step out for 1 second. The time investment.
The time investment, the reason why you guys are not sponsoring, not attracting, is because you're like, hey, I'm a real estate agent. I need to focus on real estate, right? Takes too much time to do this stuff. It takes all this consistency in recruiting, all this effort. How many of you guys, how many of this, you guys, this particular topic resonates with you? Why is that? Hmm? Because we're out there and we're like, hey, let's close that deal. Let's make that commission. Brent Gove says, think about that first transaction you closed. Where's the money from it now? Right? Does any of that compound? It doesn't. One deal, one commission, right? Whereas if I go out there and I get a great partner, I find that running mate, what could that do for my life? Can it fill in the gaps in between my paychecks? How many of you guys feel like my focus should be on closing deals right now and only closing deals? Honestly, I sometimes
Are we
do,
ready to go?
right? We, I feel like, hey, close a deal, $20,000 commission. It's great. But over the years, what could bringing a team look like? What could bringing a brokerage look like? Would that be worth that time invested now?
To me, it's very much like investing in the marketplace, right? I'm going to put $10 in the stock market, but it's almost or $100 in the stock market, but it really means nothing unless I go and I do it long term. And I understand if you're going to believe in this and subscribe to this, you are going to be an investor. Attractors are investors, and you have to understand the power of investment, the power of exponential growth beats everything. It's undefeated. So you have to know that this is a long-term game and you're an investor and investors win.
I'll tell you the first mastermind I went to, the one that Gil pulled me out to, gave me like a few days notice and it's like, you got to be here. And I'm like, all right, I'll buy
In
my
Phoenix,
ticket
of
and I'll
course.
go. Was it Phoenix? I forgot
Scottsdale,
where it was.
Scottsdale, Phoenix, one of those two. It's
Somewhere.
like, hey, get a plane, an expensive plane ride, and let's go.
But I saw all the people in the room and I saw these like incredible agents, brokers, team leaders. And I was like, man, I get to invest in these guys. Like that is my investment. Like it was a no-brainer. Like my business becomes their business. Let's do it. Right?
All
I'd
right.
rather have a motivated agent interested in growth and attraction than one motivated seller.
Hmm.
In the long run, it's going to mean more to me, I think.
Who wrote down imposter syndrome? I gotta tell you, I hear this one all the time when I talk to agents. I was like, I feel like, there are some big players out there and I can't compete with them, or like I don't have my business right to start talking to them. But I don't know, I don't understand EXP enough to be able to articulate the brand and things of that nature. And they get to a spot where they're like, I'll recruit later. I just need to work on my business right now. And they let a year go by or 2 years go by, and they watch people that they knew join EXP through other people who have gotten past this imposter syndrome because EXP is EXP. I didn't make the movie. I just enjoyed the movie. And I don't understand this part here, this concept of like imposter syndrome to some degree, because like my favorite movie is my favorite movie. I didn't write the script. I didn't compose the music. I sat in the chair and watched it and experienced it and fell in love. Like now I get the whole part about like the rounds, like, well, if I bring somebody on, I don't know what to do with them. The truth is, you got a lot of help. You got a lot of support. I dare you to bring somebody in, right? People worry they can't onboard and support new agents, so they tell themselves, I'm not ready yet. You're probably more ready than the agent you're bringing on. But and the last one, I heard somebody say this. This was actually somebody said that they wouldn't succeed under me anyway. So
Mm.
bringing somebody
You
in will
know,
excite you. Bringing somebody in can help you grow. Bringing somebody in can help you bring your business to a new level sometimes. Like sometimes they
Phil,
will unlock you. Go ahead.
one of the best agents I have in my organization, okay? When he came on board, man, he was number one agent 3 years in a row in a 900 agent office. Then went off and opened up his own brokerage. The agent that introduced him into the organization, maybe one deal a year, bumped into him at an open house, and all he did was make the introduction, and we took it from there. This agent into our system now, converted to the commercial side, has shown up on the top 10 list nationally for a few
Mm.
months. And it would have never happened if that agent let this imposter syndrome sink in and say, hey, I can't. I'm not at the level to convince this guy to come into EXP. Right? So guys, look up when you need to. Look up when you need to reach out, and Gil and I are there to help. We've got a ton of partners, and whoever that person aligns with will align them.
Can I say, I just went through that. I brought an agent on with our group, and I started getting that. Believe it or not, I was believing in myself, but now that I started working with the agent, it was pointing out things that because she was saying to me, Gino, when we gonna do this? When we gonna do that? And I started questioning myself, like, well, hold on, Gino, you're showing her something that you're not, that maybe you're not doing. I don't know. I just felt like I was becoming an imposter going through that with the yellow hat. So can you help me with that right there?
Vince, you want to jump on that? Anybody else? Anybody have that story that wants to jump in on this? Like, I'd love to get some collaboration on this because um, this is real.
What I do back in the workplace days, and Hub is building out, turning into this right now, is I would jump in and I'd be like, whatever topic you want to dig into, right? They might say I had somebody that was like, my focus when I come into your company, and the reason why I'm coming into your company is your international presence, right? I'm all about international referrals. So all I did was jump into the hub and open up some of the pages of the groups that offer international referrals. Okay. So if somebody's all about leads or short-term rentals or whatever it is, and I might not be the expert, I'll show them that we have experts here and they can plug into that. So I'm not the source. I'm the source of the source.
So Vince, where do you find the hub at? The hub you're speaking about?
Hub.exprealty.com. You guys all need to be plugged in there. That is going to be the communication platform for the entire company, where you could reach out to anybody within EXP all the employees, corporate leadership, each other. You need to get in there and you need to see all the communities. You'll need to see where the referrals flow. All the information will pour down through there. So if you do not have an account, set it up. Make sure it's on your phone. Make sure you have notifications up. They are building it out, and it's coming together very nicely.
Yeah, it's the portal that's going to give you the security. It's going to help you feel like I have all the answers on my phone. I at any moment, I kind of love exp.world. So when you go into you go on your browser and you write exp.world, you pop into and I use it mostly for the broker portal so I can go into my state office and ask a question because like
I do that a
calling a
lot.
broker. Yeah,
A lot
that's
on
where
my Zooms. If you guys
yeah.
have if you guys have joined because you did a Zoom call with me, a lot of times I'll jump onto eXp World, bring them in, and just give them a quick tour. I'll jump into the broker room, just say hi. The whoever's the receptionist there says, "Hey, how can I help you?" and all that stuff. Oh, I'm just showing this person around, showing them some of the resources. They're always kind, polite, and all that stuff. I show them accounting. I show them tech support, and that's it. It's fairly quick, but I show them that access is instant.
Yeah. I don't have to be the CEO. I'm not the president. I'm not the vice president. I'm an agent just like all of you guys. I just want to give them access, right? So, when I step away from being like I'm not the main character. The company's the main character. And I think that if you're struggling from imposter syndrome, it's because you're trying to be the main character and you're acting as if you think you're supposed to know all the answers. And that's tough. You're putting a lot of burden on yourself. I think, Vincent, you're probably one of the best in the world as far as like, you know what? Let me get you who the best of the world is. Let me get you the resource that you want. Let me introduce you to somebody, right? And that is a very, very powerful thing that Vincent does. He's like, hey, I'm just going to give you access. I'm going to share with you. And it's interesting because that's exactly what I did with him. I was like, hey, listen, let me show you something. Hey man, what are you doing this weekend? Hey, get on the plane. Let me show you something. Let me show you this. Hey, follow me into the world. Let me show you something. And when you start showing them something, you introduce them to a bunch of different leaders. It's like, oh, I don't have to be the authority. I'm not the authority. I don't know everything. That's a great question. Let's get the great answer for that. So, like, if this is one you're suffering, I would tell you double down on using your tools. And I would to also tell you guys, if you don't all know your tools and you don't feel that comfortable yet, like get to an event, go to a build event, go to the EXPCon. What you're going to see is you're going to see a bunch of leaders. You're going to connect with them, and you're going to have a personal relationship. And you're like, oh, I can call a Sean Murphy. I can call him anytime I want to. I just hung out with him. We're going to actually have a ton of EXP leaders and corporate leaders at our build event. If you haven't gone to Build at Sea, reward yourself. Take 3 days out of your business. Go to buildatsea.com, get yourself a cruise ticket, go get yourself an opportunity to lay out in the sun of the Caribbean with a bunch of EXP leaders. It's going to be awesome.
I went to a local event that was thrown by a Westchester team, EXP, right? And one of the speakers was the number one team in Virginia. And that day, one of the team members reached out, just happened to be like, hey, I got a buyer referral for Virginia. No, yeah, I got a buyer referral. I already got the property picked out, right? And I said, hey, the speaker here is number one team, so I'll connect you. No problem. Tell me about this buyer, right? Oh yeah, I found this property. He's looking to buy it. Didn't tell me anything about the property, so I looked it up myself. $22.5 million hotel. Yeah, it's our neighbor. I reached out to the guy. He's like, yeah, I'm all over it. I got this. This is, and connected them yesterday, and that was it.
That's incredible. That's incredible. All right, if you guys will give us permission, we're gonna go a few minutes later today. Normally we try to end the call at 9:45. We're probably gonna need about 6 or 7 more minutes. Let's get to the fourth one. And this one you might not identify with, but it might be the one that's holding you back the most. You might not have wrote down on your paper default comfort. So let me kind of examine this with you. Well, I'm already doing some business. I got my buyers and I got my sellers. I'm already got things working out. So, I'm going to do agent attraction. I'm going to do it. Yeah, it's definitely going to do it. But it's not part of your patterns. Someone told me your patterns that you have today is your identity, and then you lock that in with what everybody always says is like you're going to act inside of your identity. If you're not doing agent attraction, as part of your business, and you don't believe that it's part of your business, and you're not taking action at least one time per week, which I always say after this call is the best time to do it, then you're going to go to your default comfort. And whatever your default comfort is, what's stealing away your future. Now, for some of you, default comfort might be Netflix. Some of you guys, default comfort is just working on buyers, working on your sellers, talking to your title companies, mortgage companies about getting your deals closed. Your default comfort is that control there. Your default comfort isn't going to be agent attraction if you don't put it into your system. And I tell you, like, for most of you guys, this might be the hidden friction that you've got in your agent attraction model. You haven't got comfortable yet with this being a weekly or biweekly or something that you're doing every single week. I'm going to make my calls. I'm going to set up some appointments. And the reason why default comfort is such a big deal, it kind of falls into place with the time investment problem. You're not comfortable with playing the long game because it doesn't pay out quickly. You're not willing to play the long game because you're insecure about the fact that, like, I don't even know if I can make this work. They may not even if they come on board, I'm just not going to do it. You have to be very comfortable with the fact that you are with a billion-dollar company. What I would like you guys to do is go look at some other real estate companies and see what their stock looks like. Are they a billion-dollar company? Do they own multiple brands? Do they own success? Like, there's a lot of things going on. You should be very comfortable having a system in place with telling people about your favorite movie. I've seen this movie eXp play out over the last 6, 7, 8 years that I've been involved with it. And it's been an incredible movie. It has everything an incredible movie should have. It's had some ups and downs. It's got some growth. It's got some shrinkage. It's like it has everything, but it continues to perform. But don't just be an audience mate. Don't just be sitting in the audience watching it, and just be comfortable with, like, hey, it's exciting. Things are happening. I'm excited for everybody else. I want you to get to a spot where you're like, you know what? I'm going to make this part of my pattern. This is part of my day. I am an agent attractor. Can I just tell you guys something? That my wife was an attorney for many, many years, and she was an award-winning attorney and had all her identity in being an attorney. And if you follow my wife and you've seen kind of stuff that she's done, I've been telling her something over and over and over, the same way I tell my kids something, and she kind of starts laughing about it now because I've created a new identity for her, and I just keep saying it. My wife has turned into becoming a marketer. If you don't follow her, she's Lorena Ramos coach, I think, on Instagram, but she's a marketer. And I say to her, I was like, you're a marketer. She's constantly posting. She's constantly interviewing. She's constantly putting pressure on people to take advantage of the gift that life's giving you and have the absolute best relationship you can have. She's moved from one comfort of, like, I'm an attorney, to the comfort of knowing, like, I enrich people's lives. I'm in alignment. She's created an absolute comfort about being a marketer. You have to be comfortable with the fact that you are now an attractor. And listen, it's a long-term game, and you've got to believe in it. You got to believe that every no is going to bring you to a yes. You got to believe that introducing yourself to other people, Gino, like, they might look you up, but they might look up some other EX people too. And you are the people that you are around. So get comfortable with the fact that the business already works. And you've got to figure out how to just put your business in there. You've got to put your agent attraction model in place because it already works. It's just waiting for you to get on the train. I can tell you this one's tough for me because it's so easy after this call to do something else. But I want you to glue yourself to the freaking chair after this call and work on your business. Do not pee, do not eat, do not just say, you know what? I'm not leaving this spot until I do some agent attraction. Work your list. I'm so glad you have that there because the last one, tell me if this is yours. Even though we talk about this every single week, some of you might feeling like, I understand how to go get a listing. I make some calls, I set some appointments, and I go to the living room and I give my presentation. I give them a value of property, and you have a clear system on how to get a listing. You have a clear system for working with the buyer. Hey, let's go sit down. We'll have a conversation. I'll do a consultation. I'll go over my buyer agreement. I'll show them some homes. I'll set it up on the MLS. We'll go on a tour. We'll go selection day. I'll write the contract, go through the process. And maybe still today, you don't have a clear process for agent attraction. Without a specific process or script for who to talk to and what to say, recruiting becomes abstract instead of actionable. It's easy to keep talking about it weekly without turning it into actual conversations. Let me break this down for you guys. We have conversations with real estate agents where we share with them our wins, their wins, and we start building some trust and we start building some comfortability. And like every conversation goes to, we start talking about, hey, here's what's going on in my life. Here's what I'm excited about. Here's what I'm doing, right? And you bring that conversation to another level. And then you're going to introduce them to somebody else. And what I like to do next week is we're going to really tackle the clear system. Because some of you guys may still be suffering with that. So next week, we're going to be talking about the clear system. We're going to do it the same way, 5 steps, very clear system for your agent attraction. It's time to level up. If I can tell you the number one thing for your clear system is you have to have a list. If the thing you don't have is a list, that's what you should be working on right now. Don't make any phone calls. Let's just get the list going. If you got that list, then go to number 2. Communicate with your list. But once you start having a system and you understand I'm on system 1, system 2, system 3, system 4, and these systems work together, you start building a dynasty. You start building an empire. You stop having fear of rejection because you know that's part of the process. You know that there's no imposter syndrome because it's not about me, it's about eXp. And then you start seeing this as a business. Then you start seeing this the way Eric Worre talks about having a professional agent attraction model that works for you and serves you. And you can be anywhere in the world. So, Vince, you want to lock us down here?
Yeah, I think that was very, very helpful to really understand what is slowing us down, what is stopping us. But next week, that system, exactly what we need. So we want to see you here. Before that, we want to see you at the Gap Mastermind on Monday. We're rolling out something every single one of you will get for free, and it will mean the world of difference for your business, for your attraction, all of that stuff. So just make sure you're on Gap Mastermind at noon on Monday. It's going to be something that we put together specifically for the Global Alliance. Okay. So make sure you're there. Not only yourself, just make sure your people are there. Make sure everybody in your organization is there because they deserve it. Okay. Gil, thanks for everything today, guys. Thank you all for sharing, coming on, having your wins ready, and we will see you all next week. That's it. Go get it. It's Friday.
Work on your business. Work on your business. Let's go.
Take care.